What up, everybody? Your boys are back. The Hard Corner. We have another installation for everybody here. Today, like I said, I was going to start doing. I didn't forget. September 5th, Tuesday, September 5th, 11:40 to be exact. We in the building. What's going on? Well, what's going on, Busky? I mean, we're going to start off with some shit, but real quick, what's going on with you?
Chilly, you know the deal. Another week. Hard Corner's back at it. Kids are back at school on my end. So
I was about to say they look great. When I see the girls, I get happy because I know I could tell by like visuals though. Oh, because she's the wild one. That one, all right. That one's gonna have to take care of that one. That one's gonna be the party animal, and they look like they have fun, and that's good. So.
No, they're back to school. Everything went everything went great this morning. So
yeah, that's
good to be here.
What's the weather like over there?
That's what it's a little warm actually. It was in the 80s still, a little muggy, but start at least for the school year. It'll be cold before we know it.
Yeah. Same thing over here. It's starting to get a little breezy down here in the Congo, South Florida, but it's still hot as hell. But man, this show before we continue, man, this is why I wanted to again. Man, these are one of the times that we have to start the show with another loss, but this is a loss that definitely not only definitely affects me personally and it affects the whole scene around the world because a lot of us know that the New York hardcore scene started from a handful of people, and we just lost one of these original one of the originals, not just from New York City but from Albany, New York. My boy, my lawyer, Dave Stein from Albany. Listen, he was from Albany. He was a promoter. He was the lawyer for everybody. Like I did all, I signed, I don't know what records I didn't do without him, not just me, like everybody. And Dave was the type of guy it wasn't about money with Dave. He would call you. You wouldn't even have to, he would look for you to make sure that you didn't screw yourself before he could talk to you and warn you about what to look out for without looking for money. And that was very special because, again, being a hardcore kid, he had that in him. And not only that, he went into that specifically to help out. He didn't want his friends to get screwed. He's one of these guys that not just talked it, he lived it. And he affected a lot of people. Like, man, by seeing the posts, you could tell it wasn't just like, oh, your Dave was a cool guy. Besides being a cool guy, he was very special. Like the heart he had, like he's the mean. When there's a couple of faces for me that would be under the meaning of New York hardcore, and I mean New York hardcore, not just, I don't care if he's upstate or whatever. When it comes to like what I know, he's one of the faces that should be on there. Dave, we love you. I know you're getting a lot of love. I don't know nobody who fought harder than Dave. Yeah. Nobody loved MMA. Like we went to early UFC fights with Dave. Loved the MMA game. No, never complained. Even when he would post it, that dude, I would have been a bitch straight up for a long time ago. Where if I had to deal with a quarter of the things Dave did, and Dave just was there grinding day after day. And I even said, man, I look at Dave for a lot of strength, and people got, that's a dude to look for that strength. And I know that's what he would want because he was a strong motherfucker. And the scene, definitely, we lost a good one.
Yeah.
But I hope now he could rest in peace because he fought for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm right here, real quick. His obituaries right here, or what was the funeral service? September 15th. 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. Greenwich Village Funeral Home, 199 Bleecker Street, New York, 10012. Go by. If you can't make it, have a drink for him, have a smoke for him, eat some kale for him or whatever it is you do. I know he's gonna feel it and he would love it. And man, it sucks, Busky. It sucks because he was a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you nailed everything, only thing else I really can add to that is, his part in the In Effect 1991 video, that Live in New York City video where he sat on the couch in his suit,
Great.
You know, and he had his interview, and that was sort of my first introduction into who he was, what he was about, and that scene will always be branded in my brain, you know, because it's just such a classic scene, seeing this guy, the hardcore lawyer in his suit, you know.
Yeah.
But
like real.
He came down to the radio show when we were doing the Black and Blue takeover, and he would come down with his dogs and he would chill, and you know, like you said, just a very humble, selfless human being, you know, just down for the cause 110%. And I know for a fact too, when Terror, you know, first started getting contracts signed or thrown at them and deals, I remember he said something to Scott along the same lines that you said, where he was basically like, don't ever sign a piece of paper without me checking over it first, you know. And that was 20 whatever years ago now. But yeah, definitely a huge loss for the hardcore scene, upstate, downstate, everywhere. You know, this guy was a legend and a king. So rest in peace, Dave. And like you said, no one's fucking harder, man.
Yeah, sure. Man. That again, Dave, we love you. And Dave, man, forget it. He was that, like, again, people talk about it. Not only that, look, there he goes. Yeah. Not only that, he went to law school. Like I think his lifelong goal was to screw the system and make sure his boys always got, you know, what he felt they deserved. And I wish we need another Dave. We need another bunch of Dave Steins in this world. My boy Dave, we're gonna miss you, but you with us, and we keep doing this shit for you because I know you watching this shit, Dave. That's for sure. So definitely. Anybody who can make that, have a drink for him. Check him out. Go watch him on that documentary. Classic stuff. Yeah. We miss you, Dave.
No doubt. Infiltrate the system right there for sure. That's what it's all about.
That's a walking example right there.
Yep, for sure.
And right here we got Queens in the house with my boy Civvy Civ. He just dropped that book release. We covered it on the other show, but this weekend. And this is why we're pushing it, because Gator's going to drop this before the weekend. Right, Gator? All right. We're going to have the book release live at Generation Records this weekend, Sunday, September 10th, 3 p.m. First of all, let's talk about this flyer. I love it because now this is a different style flyer now than what we've been seeing. But it works. It looks almost like when you're going back to school, you're gonna buy like notebooks and shit, like it's all that shit, like you know, back to school supplies.
Yeah,
what do you get from this?
Right now. We're in that season right now. I love it, man. I love it. You know, I love the Xerox look, the color scheme. You know, it all works great. Whoever designed it, hats off to you, man. You did a killer job.
Yeah,
and same thing with the book. The book looks amazing. I don't know if you follow Civ at all or Tribal Publishing. They definitely posted videos this past week of the book landing. Civ, I know, signed a bunch, and a bunch of them have had personalized touches put on them. So the books look amazing. This is a really dope release, and cool question and answer with members, you know, of Youth of Today and all those guys will be happening too. So if you're around, definitely check it out.
So they do. I just noticed. I read it, but I didn't really pay attention. So they're having a Q&A. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, these generation events are awesome. You know, they definitely. I know Drew Stone's done a couple of these, and you know, it's cool. You get a chance to sort of sit down and get personal with some of these dudes. But
yeah. No, that's cool shit. And again, shout out to Civ. Again, somebody grinding it out. And again, what I love about Civ is, you know, I guess also being a good artist and all that, and a good eye for art. And the stuff he does always looks great. You know, everything the Gorilla Biscuits has been doing always fly, always has a style. And I want to get Civ on to pop in and talk about this. And I got my own questions for you, Civ. What up, Civvy? Shout out to Civ on the reel. But no, it looks cool, and I like everything about it too. You know what I mean? It's like you know what? I wish I was there for some questions and then for some questions for them. And it wouldn't be I have some serious fan questions I like to ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We got to get him on, man. I'm sure he'd be down to chat.
Yeah. No, he definitely always said anytime, anywhere. And I want to get him to push this and maybe get a copy, and I'll go through some shit and see what's what. But Generation Records, shout out to Generation Records for just, again, keeping the pulse with everybody, still doing something new, something old.
Yeah.
And still representing a certain area, certain birthplace of the roots of this thing of ours. So
yeah, that's huge. Definitely.
Yeah, shout out to them and everybody. And yeah, September 10th, it's a Sunday. So after church, you heathens, you go right here.
Yeah.
You go tell Civ what up.
Yep.
After that, you go online, CasaDeRock.com. You go buy a t-shirt. Boom.
That's
you're winning.
right.
God loves you.
Yeah. And I think that Friday, actually, September 8th, I think that Friday they're playing New York City. So
is that one of the H2O shows or something?
Yeah.
Maybe? Oh man, I wish I was there. It's gonna be great. There's gonna be a lot of positive, a lot of hummus, and a lot of finger pointing.
Yeah.
You know, perfect. Yeah, it's like just that right up my alley.
Yeah.
Everybody, watch your eyes. You're gonna get your eyes poked. You're gonna you're gonna lose your eye. All right, what do we got next? What's this we got?
This is some cool shit. I don't know if you've ever. This might be from your era, early Madball days, Bay Area. I know you guys got out there, the OBHC guys, Powerhouse guys. There was a band called Second Coming from back then. Yeah. They did this record back in 1999. Apparently, it suffered some production stuff. It never came out. It got shelved. The band broke up years later. Basically, long story short, it's being re-released. It got reissued on this label, One Scene Records, through Neanderthal Society. Bay Area guys, older guys. Joey, the singer, is really cool dude. Skateboarder guy, still to this day.
Shit. Oh yeah.
Just a really cool, throwback to the 90s. As you can tell, super dope, layout.
The logo. I was gonna say the color vinyl. The style, even the t-shirt, the fades, the color schemes looks really good, real cool. Yep. And did you hear this stuff? Is that Bay Area thrash?
We've got a little clip we can play for everybody to get a piece. Yeah, check it out.
That's dope. Wow, that's so Bay Area. That's that Bay Area hardcore shit. That's what it is. Yeah, I thought for a minute I thought it was more the some of the imagery looked more towards the thrashy style, but no, that was that like Powerhouse Bitcoin that like Bay Area had hardcore with that, but it was basically their thrash interpretation of hardcore, which definitely had the roots and the idea. But I think Powerhouse was the first one to be like, this is the hardcore that we all know that has all that DNA, but it's this other shit. Yeah. And you could tell that this is from that era. You know,
and that's why I wanted to push this, because it really is. When you say Bay, Bay hardcore, Bay Area hardcore, you think Powerhouse, and then for me, I thought of this band. Like I remember them from back then. I had the 7-inch, and I loved it, and they just sort of disappeared, and I didn't even know that they had this record. They were sitting on this thing. So this is news to me, and I'm sure there's some people out there that'll definitely dig it, dig this and vibe on it, and it sounds awesome. Obviously, it looks awesome, and
cool shit right there. Yeah, definitely go support it. It's like and it's cool. Look at it dropping tapes. That's a big thing now. A lot of people doing tapes. I don't even got a tape player.
Yeah, here's a funny thing leading into the next thing here. I just bought 4 Crowbar tapes. Because they have a sale right now, $5 tapes, and I was like, "Fuck it, man! My car still has a tape player in it." So
does it? Yeah. Yo, shit! And do you need your feet to get it started, like Fred Flintstone?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, tape player. Yeah. What do you got? What we got? I mean, look at everybody. You want to support the show? Hit that link right there. What we got? We got. Speaking of Crowbar, let's blast that right there.
Yeah.
Yo, we got
a Crowbar tour coming up. Fucking this weekend.
Listen, boom. What can I say? First, I was just talking about this the other day with Gator from Everything Again. They probably got some of the hardest fonts and just the New Orleans, the whole man. Shout out to Crowbar for just being hard.
I love that new logo with the swords there.
Oh, great! How they made it look like mad regal. The New Orleans. What do you call that thing?
Fleur de lis.
Watch your mouth, dude. The flu, the what? No, the flu, these nizzards.
I know, I don't get that word.
But what's it called? The flu, the what? So it's just
fleur de lis.
Wow. I know who to ask though. I know that was some like I talk Gator food about Ken Burns, so I take that credit because he's a fake
Ken
graphic
Burns.
video guy. I had to put him on a Ken Burns effect. I'm glad you put me on to.
Yeah, I'm probably butchering. I'm probably saying it wrong with my New Yorkness. I mean,
shout out to all you Frenchies out there who are gonna flip on us. But no, yo, listen, I'm definitely catching them in Miami at Gramps. Last time, we were in and out, but I want to see Kurt. I want to get a little drop this time with them, and what can I say? They're doing a full blown tour, which is great because I know during the whole 3 year vacation, Kirk was having really bad. What do you call that? He was having going cold turkey from that stage. So it's good to see him on, doing his thing. And Kurt, my brother, I got a track ready for you. So we're gonna talk some business, everybody.
Oh yeah,
everybody. I got a little something that I gotta get my man on, but then
a couple of riff daddies coming together.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're gonna drop some that. We're gonna do some push-ups and then drop some riffage. So because shout out to him, he's getting diesel. He's already diesel. But now doing that thing, Crowbar. They on tour with Primitive Man and what's that set?
That's Body Box.
Body Box. That's pretty cool font too. A little bit. I'm glad how just when you think the scribble, the death metal scribble has all been done, people still give it a little different touch,
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what all this shit is, reinventing, I mean, no one's really reinventing the wheel. People are just sort of, flipping it a little here and there.
So yeah, but check it out. So look, they come into Florida. I'm gonna shout out. Look, you can read all the dates. They're online. Definitely go support them. But I'm gonna shout out a couple main ones. So Florida's doing their thing. They're coming from Fort Walton, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Gramps, the 10th. That's Sunday, right? This Sunday, I will be at Crowbar. So next week, you're going to see that exclusive drop, everybody. And they're going to make their way all the way Clifton, New Jersey, Dingbats. Make sure you go support them there. Syracuse, New York, you know the deal. Worcester, Brooklyn, St. Vitus. We need New York to go represent, which I know.
I'll be there.
Oh, hell yeah. They're going to be everywhere. Chicago, Pittsburgh. They're going to make it everywhere. So shout out to freaking Crowbar for doing that thing and for just being heavy.
Yeah.
At one point, I think when we played with them, we were literally the heaviest bands on stage, but meaning weight-wise. Like, not even like... right now, we're getting a little bit more aerodynamic.
Yeah. Aerodynamic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yes. So what do we got? What else we got coming up?
We got some good what do we got? Oh, New York City's gonna be in the house. B&B September 23rd coming up in a couple weeks. Definitely want to touch on that. They just
is this the makeup show, correct?
Yes, this is the makeup show. It looks like Crucial special guest. I'm not sure who that could be. I mean,
I would take that as a hint. Like everybody out there, I do not know nothing zero about this, but if I was a thinking man, I would think that was the Bad Brain. Oh no. Anyway, let's say, but
put
shout
your
out
thinking
to,
hats on.
Put your thinking hats on. Beer,
barbecue,
lots of herb, keg of brew. Fuck you. But anyway, no, but pretty dope. We got my brother. Scam Dust, I see he's infiltrated the stage of fucking the park show. So you guys gonna get a little special treat. And you got my boy DJ 7-1 on the wheels of steel. Who else we got here?
All right, this Military Image.
I love the name, but it's very long with a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
So Conservative Military Image. Oh, I got it. Boom. Yep. Check that. That was like that Oyish band, right?
Yep.
Yeah, dope. No, that's good shit, and it's glad to see them. That we got Vulture Raid, Vespid. Yep. Let me ask you, what does Vespid mean?
You got me. It sounds like some sort of a scooter mixed with some sort of a skin disease.
Vespid. It's like the satanic scooter, motherfucker. Yeah. I get it, Vespid.
Something, I don't know. But actually, I saw them, and they're young, they're new.
Hell yeah.
Jersey thrash style, so definitely check them out.
And that should be because Jersey has DNA with that thrash side of even this hardcore shit. So that should never get lost because, without that thrash shit, I probably wouldn't have even gotten into hardcore because that was like that was a segue for me coming in from more the metal side than the punk side. So, shout out to that. And they got one of my favorite bands, the Capturers. I really do love the band. Like, I don't listen to them enough, but I was blown away when I first saw them. And I have melodies in my head that I heard from that one day that stay in my head. And it was so well done. And just that whole vibe, they got to go to punk rock bowling. That's for sure if they haven't already.
Yeah, they could definitely fit on, some bigger, more commercial grade, even sort of festivals. They're definitely very cool, accessible, chill.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love all that shit. So it's like, and we got DJ Frankie Too Far. You already know the OG doing his thing. He's always spinning the real shit. Oi, hardcore, you name it. He got it. He even got records that maybe you should have known he got, but I know he got. Shout out to Frankie Too Far. You know the deal. But listen, the park, you know the deal. You got to donate. If you want to support the show, support the scene. It's 1:30 to 6 sharp.
Yep.
Saturday, the 23rd of September, Tompkins Squares. Everybody's invited. Everybody was always invited.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yep.
Special guest.
Oops.
All that, blah, blah, blah. That's all good. What we got here?
Well, I was going to say, and then,
support that. And what do we got? This is that same night?
I was going to say, this is part 2 of that. You know how Cousin Joe rolls. If, if the park show wasn't enough, 6:30, you could cruise across the street to Niagara from 6:30 till 9:30. You got Stigma and the Ice Cold Killers at Niagara, which is, the A7 club.
That's going to be that's probably going to be that might steal the show. I think that's going to steal the show that day. They're both going to be great things. You get the outside. Hopefully it's a beautiful day.
Yep.
And then you could go in and catch Stigma in an OG spot. The Ice Cold Killers, shout out to Strong Island.
Yep.
Again, the Tompkins Park, you got something, till dusk is something for after that little nightcap, a little happy hour.
Yeah.
We got the after party with Sid the Kid, sound system, you know the deal. DJ Double Barrel, 9:30 to close at 96 Tears.
Yep.
Niagara. The flyer's dope. Yeah. So real cool flyer. Who did this flyer? Do you know?
Gator says this Praxis person who's somebody I've never even come across, but I'm gonna definitely look him up and see what else. But dope flyer, Praxis.
Yeah, and go see Stigma. I love that. I got a little something I'm working on, and I'm hoping in the future to be able to play with Stiggy because it'd be good to have some fun and shake some shit up. But everybody out there, I got little something. I ain't gonna talk too much about it till I take your scalps off with it. But all I could say is this winter is gonna get real hot, baby. So remember, and I ain't talking about global warming, son. All right. So everybody make sure, listen, support the channel, CasaDeRock.com. Hit the link. You have to subscribe, everybody. Leave a comment. A lot of you are watching and not subscribing because I got a way to check and do all this stuff. But shout out to everybody who has been supporting us and our Patreon. Our Patreon has been a little sporadic on how we've been doing it, but if anything, the Patreon was able for us to keep this show to keep going because there's expenses with uploading and just space and all that stuff that people don't know about.
Yep. Shout
out to the diehards, but we're gonna step up the Patreon and start giving you guys a little something extra special because you deserve it and been holding us down question free for a long time now from day one. So shout out to the OGs. And we got a couple, as a matter of fact, real quick, let me see. We got a couple new patrons. I wanted to say, Gate, if you could get me that name. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I get a couple names. I want to shout them out.
Yeah,
but
sure.
We have a couple new patrons that they're along for the ride. They see the grind, and we out here no matter what. We're gonna make this happen no matter what. But if you want to make this happen and do your part, it ain't about money. It's also about just tapping in, subscribing, reposting, commenting, spreading the word, listening to it on YouTube, subscribing to all the audio platforms, And if you have a job, go support the system. You know what I mean? CasaDeRock.com. Later, I'm gonna give you a little photo drop. But real quick, while we're here, hold on. I'm gonna do a little freestyle. Shout out to my man Brandon Vince, Lauren Zuniga. Shout out to them for right now. These are newest Patreons that jumping on, and a special shout out to them because they're jumping on. I could tell to support for what they've been seeing. Because, like I said, we're catching up with the Patreon. We have a lot of new stuff that we're gonna be doing for that. But they jumped on from just the grind they've been seeing. So shout out to Brandon and Lauren. Mad love to you. Where were we at, Busky?
Where we at? Let's see. We got All Out War coming up.
Oh, hell yeah. We got the murky waters of upstate New York.
Yes.
Newburgh.
Yes. October.
Middletown.
What do we got? October 13th, 14th, 15th. A nice weekend with Tombs and Funeral Leech.
Great shit. So, all right, yeah. Phoenixville, PA. I never even heard of Phoenixville.
Yeah, me either.
Wow. Brooklyn Gold Sounds. What's that? Do you know this club?
I've never been there. Somehow, some way. It's been probably a few years now they've been open, and I don't think I've ever made it there. As far as I know, I haven't.
Boom. And we got Providence, Rhode Island at dusk. I never heard of that either. But, you know, how big Providence is, 5 blocks big. You're definitely going to be able to find it. You know what I mean? And always a great spot, I think. Rhode Island's a good middle ground for a lot of spots. But All Out War, shout out to All Out War. They're back, it seems like. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. And it's good to see that they get love, that the love that they deserve. Absolutely. Because a lot of people are biting. I don't want to say biting, but a lot of people definitely were influenced by them.
Yep.
And the lay of the land on the heavy side of this shit wouldn't be here. They're definitely a part of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Carnivore. Shout out to Cause for Alarm. Agnostic Front's Cause for Alarm. Shout out to Leeway. Shout out to the Crumb Suckers. Boom. Shout out to All Out War. Yep. Shout out to Earth Crisis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thank you for bringing that metal shit to this.
Yep. And, not for nothing, Marauder too, Karate Chris.
I was about to say.
We all know, I don't know, not we all know, but he left Marauder, went upstate, and wrote some All Out War songs. So if it wasn't for Karate Chris and Marauder, there probably wouldn't be All Out War.
I don't know if he's out there, but that was my man. Shout out to Karate Chris. He knows what's up. I remember I would go visit him in Newburgh when he moved up there. So, and one of probably the best stage presence for a guitarist ever. Yeah. Straight up and down. Karate Chris, man. Yeah. Everybody. That was a character. But shout out to Karate Chris. Shout out to them. Shout out to All Out War. And what is this? This seems like a festival, right? Or
no, this is the Brooklyn show at Gold Sounds. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Brooklyn show.
Yeah.
And the flyer is dope.
Very cool. Yeah. This is the New York show, All Out War, Tombs, Funeral Leech, support by Blame God and Lunar Blood. Both two bands that I checked out after just seeing this flyer. I'd never heard of them, so I looked them up. And same thing, metal, obviously probably influenced by All Out War. So cool show. Definitely check this out. Like you said, cool flyer too. Gold Sounds, $20, 7 o'clock.
All ages.
In Brooklyn, October 14th. So
go check it out. Dope flyer. Whoever did that flyer, cool shit. Yeah. Definitely go check them out. Yep. And we got my boys with some East Coast dates. We got Judge. Oh, with 108. Shout out to Chakra Khan. Kelly and 108. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, everybody, Chaka Khan. Listen, Judge, I will be quiet. Shh.
There will be quiet. I didn't even notice that. Very cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Judge. It'd be good. I wish they would come into Florida. Yo, Mike, you got to come down to Florida so I can see you guys play. But Judge is back. Well, 108. That's good. That's some classic shit right there.
Cool. Very cool.
And you got some really, really good openers on all these dates. You want to hit them with the Friday, Busky. With the
we got Friday, Friday at the Middle East in Boston.
Hell yeah,
you got Ankle Biter and Risk opening.
Dope, Risk. Shout out to Risk. Ankle Biter. I love that name.
Yeah, great name. Cool band too. Saturday, the 21st at Brooklyn Monarch in Brooklyn. Roll Call, Wild Side, and Age of Apocalypse will be opening.
Hard Age of Apocalypse. Shout out to
Yep.
them. I haven't heard a roll call. I like that stuff. Those
Yeah.
lettering until Wild Side. That's a good name too, right there. I
Yep.
gotta get up on these.
Yeah, definitely. Great logos too. I mean, look at all of them. They're
All of them.
You know,
Everybody is coming with it. It's all, you know.
Yep.
And then we got on God's
Sunday
Day.
in Connecticut, Space Ballroom. Dead Wrong, local old guys back at it. Love to see that.
Yeah.
And Ankle Biter again on that one.
For a minute, I thought that was a band, Local Old Guys. I thought you were saying, I was like, yo, that's the new band, Local Old Guys.
That's not a bad name.
Yeah,
though.
right. I'm in. Yeah. I love So shout out to the Local Old Guys. Who else?
Yeah, Dead Wrong. Shout out to Yvonne.
Oh shit, that's Yvonne shit. All right, cool shit. Dead Wrong, Ankle Biter, and 108 and Judge will be doing that. And that's dope at the Space Ballroom, which is, I like that spot. It's a cool spot, and it seems like I like the vibe there. It seems like they let you kind of, you know, everybody, it runs itself, it seems like.
Totally. I think all these shows are gonna be perfect, honestly. You know, Middle East, Brooklyn Monarch, and Space Ballroom.
It's gonna be on some classic shit, and
that's
on
a great weekend,
and in some really the right clubs for it, I think, to feel the energy, and I think also for the bands to be able to sound good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a benefit to playing clubs, everybody.
Yep.
You know, the big fancy festivals are dope, but they usually sound like shit.
Yep. It's not always better.
But shout out to Judge.
I was gonna say shout out this flyer too. You know, we sound like broken records because we're constantly shouting out flyers, but obviously great design here. This guy, One Trick Pony, if you follow him on Instagram, he does flyers like almost every single day. He posts a flyer, and a lot of the times he takes an old flyer and he just redesigns it and posts it. So definitely check him out too. Yeah, because the design
and even that angle of doing that is dope. Like, you know, like I'm gonna take something and I'm gonna do that twist and kind of modern art the shit, and still hell yeah, cool.
Flyers are a huge thing, you know what I mean? You recognize a flyer nowadays from a mile away from a classic legendary show.
And this is why it's very important, because these are one of the few things that digitally we can't physically hold it, but we could still it would have looked like this back in the day on a hard copy. So we could still keep tradition and still keep up with the times. And aesthetically, aesthetically, it's the same artwork that would have been around in 1981. So you know, everybody can still enjoy, be old school, and still be modern, and we still be able to see it on our phones. Nobody's freaking handing out flyers anymore like that.
No, you nailed it, and I think that's essentially why we love these. You know, that's why we're drawn to this, because obviously me being the art guy, you know, like I love this style, and this is what I've been trying to copy and emulate for years too. You know, so. I love seeing it, and dope flyer and very cool weekend. Definitely check that one out.
And speaking of Massachusetts, which there's already, so you're gonna get Judge 108 and also boom, the OGs. Cringe Productions, Sam Black Church. Listen, people don't understand. Shout out to Sam Black Church.
Fuck yeah.
They old school mass band, crossover metal band. Madball been playing with Sam Black Church since the early 90s. And why I love this band, they're a great band, but not just that. Every time they would come back, they went back and grabbed the bands from when they came up with and specifically wanted that vibe and to you know, and celebrate it and make it a cool thing, and not just about let me get the hot new band or whatever it be. You know, they were able to put on new bands. They did it with us on one of their reunions, and now look at this. So we got their Realive 35th anniversary show. Leeway, Killing Time, New York Hardcore, Scissor Fight, October 28th at the Worcester Palladium. I tell you, it's gonna sell out. I'm predicting it's gonna sell out. Not only that, it better sell out, and it should sell out. And look at the fucking bill on that shit. Man. Leeway and Killing Time, man, forget it. Right there, that's like, you know, put AF and put fucking Angel Coral on there. Boom. You know, that's me. You know what I mean? That's a half of my DNA right there.
Great.
But Saturday, listen, Worcester, Massachusetts has a lot going on.
Always, you know, Worcester's amazing, man. That Palladium's a staple. You know, if it wasn't for the Palladium, you know, Boston area mass hardcore would be a completely different landscape. I feel like, you know.
Yeah. No, for sure. Shout out to all you massholes. You know, I always talk shit. You know, fuck the Red Sox, but you know, Massachusetts was always like a second home for us, so they know what's up. There's always love up there. Shout out to everybody up there, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I'm gonna be in you very, very soon, but that's another story. We'll get into at another time. But anyway, and on and further news and on the news right now, we got Brooklyn alumni be the right word? I don't know, but it sounded right. But Brooklyn alumni shut down, united, re-recorded single. But not main thing about this was I just talked to Mark. He's going to be on the Smoking Word podcast. October 7th, they're playing Mexico City, the Off Limit Festival. December 8th, 9th, Bogota, Colombia. Shout out. Listen, check it out. We have a video for that, right?
We do.
Play that. This is the single they put out, right? Oh, this is one of the singles they put in.
This is this is a track from '94 that was re-recorded and produced by Jerry Farley.
Shout out to Jerry Farley.
Yeah, he's always, got his fingers in some good New York hardcore stuff. So
this is re-recorded. He had his finger in the sick of it all butt, right?
He did. He had his
Craig's
finger deep in Craig's butt.
In Craig's booty hole. No, but shout out to Jerry for killing it, and shout out to Craig's booty hole.
Yeah, let's check it out.
On Spotify, it's produced by Jerry. It's on, get it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You said Craig was on this track, right? Is this the track?
Craig's on a different track. I think this one was just a re-recorded track from one of their older songs. I think Craig's on a different track.
But shout out to them. They're back doing their thing. They just dropped something. Shout out to freaking Mike's Hernias too, man. Fuck them. Hopefully he threw the motherfuckers out.
Vision Records too for holding it down and putting.
I love Equal Vision Records. If I come back as a Krishna, you better sign me, Steve and Kelly. But shout out to Steve, who's gonna be on the Smoking Word podcast. He doesn't know this yet, but he will. When Kelly, you better show him this. Shout out to the OGs, 108. Shout out to Equal Vision. Shout out to Shutdown. Look out for Mark on the Smoking Word podcast coming up.
Hell yeah.
And everybody back. You want to support the show? If you haven't seen, I'm gonna show you right now. I just dropped a new long sleeve in-house right now. You want to support the show? This is what you're gonna get right now. Yeah, shut that music off. That's good. Look it. We got this limited edition. I said there's a little tribute to all you metalheads, but I got the long sleeves going, as you can see, the long sleeve Smoking Word podcast, and I got the Hoya Rock character shirt that was drawn by my man Kuba from Bulgaria. Now listen, these two drops are special, not just because I'm dropping two new t-shirts, but these two specific shirts are going, everything we making over this is going right into the new project that I'm dropping next month. So everything that's made off of this is going to go into that because we're dropping a video, we're dropping new music, we're dropping a new show, listen, we're keeping things fresh and sexy. Support the scene. And not only that, they came out dope. So shout out to the fam. Shout out to Paul Black Anvil and the fam over there. We're going to do a lot of exclusive stuff in New York City when we get there, but support the show, cop the merch. When we say in-house, we make it in the house behind this green screen over here. You understand? So everybody, excuse me if you have to wait a little bit longer than the Amazon robots, but we only have a gator and a gorilla over here packing stuff. So work with the animals, but we love you. Everything goes back into this. And it goes back to you. So feed yourselves, buy yourself. Like if it was blood clot, he said, go get organic, go get this organic stuff. Feed your brain and your soul with that good stuff. The Hard Corner, the Smoking Word, the Heavy Collective, Smoking Word TV. Hit the link.
Love it. G&G Productions.
Yeah,
Gator and Gorilla.
Gator and Gorilla Productions. Bro.
G&G.
Take that down. We need a new logo. The gorilla holding a gator in a headlock. That's I know that, but definitely these drops came out really dope on
They
the
look
real.
great. And like you said, shout out to Paul and Dave at Made in Brooklyn.
That's
Screen
what I was gonna
printing.
say. Yeah, exactly. They helped us with this drop.
Yep.
This is the one drop I got outsourced because I said I was going for an old school, traditional, on that metal shit. And I said, when I do something, I do it right. I go to the source. So I got Satan's #1 helper, my brother Paul from Black Anvil, and the whole crew over there at the printing company. And they did this up, which I'm going to do an exclusive when I get to New York on there, because we have people from our world, the heavy community world, doing big things and making quality and keeping things fresh and sexy and keeping it, that right attitude. You know what I mean? That real attitude that we all came up with. So shout out to them. Get that drop, support the show. So all right, we got some new shit, right? What else we got? We got it.
We got new shit. Dope band called fucking Warren. Pretty sure we've covered them in the past. They've been making their rounds. I think Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania area stuff. Very cool, sort of Cleveland, integrity-ish, but it's also got, some heavy, almost death metal influence, some DB, the faster stuff. I don't know, just very cool new record, 7-inch, I believe, called Condensing Flesh. Just came out, streaming on Bandcamp, Spotify, all that stuff.
Yeah, I want to check that. And I'm new to this. What's DB exactly?
DB is like, it's like Discharge, like that version of punk hardcore, where it was just that sort of, it's the beat, the D beat, like hardcore. There's the New York hardcore beat. There's the thrash beat.
Got you. Oh, so
there's a metal chop beat.
So the DB beat stands for Discharge beat.
D beat is essentially, it's kind of like the Discharge. All
Let's
the bands
Discharge because they're the best.
All the bands have sort of bit Discharge over the years.
Got you. All right, I never learned that. That's new because I learned about that. What is that? Gemp. What is that other shit? That style?
Gent or whatever.
Gent. Gent metal. At first I was like, a gentle. I thought it meant gentle, but no, that's nothing gentle about gent. Let me tell you that. I learned my lesson quick with that shit.
Yeah, but, no, it's just one of those little, buzzwords. But just a certain style. It's like a Cleveland style, and then it'll bust into a certain drum beat, which is reminiscent of a punk thing.
Gotcha. That's cool shit. Yeah,
it's cool. It's very cool. I actually listened to it last night, maybe 2 or 3 times right in a row, because it's just one of those. Yeah. One of those releases that it comes and it just sort of smashes you in the face, and you realize it's over. You're like, God damn, I need to listen to that again. So
cool shit. Go check them out. They got a Bandcamp, and everybody, when you see a Bandcamp, it's like probably some of the few real platforms that a small band could actually maybe see something or get traction on, and all that stuff, like from a small level up. So go check them out. Warren Hardcore at .bandcamp.com. So and then we got, I love this name, Intimidation, Total Aggression EP, American Oi, with members from New Jersey, Mass, and New York City. Again, I love when we see some Oi stuff pop up. The cover's dope. Again, because these are the DNAs of this thing of ours. If it's punk, if it's thrash, if it's Oi, it all made up some of the versions of the hardcore we all know and love. And it's good to see that a younger generation is still are able to taste these flavors. You know what I mean? And still liking these flavors. You know what I mean? So, what do you know about these guys?
Same thing. I don't really know much, and that's what I love. That's what I love about this is like I'm an old guy in this new thing sometimes. And it's like I listen to it, and it's exciting because I don't know any of the guys. As far as I know, I don't know anybody in the band, so it's not like, oh, it's my friend's band, so I'm I tend to like it more. I don't know who's in the band. I like that it's a bunch of guys from all over the place on the East Coast.
Definitely.
And when I listen to it, again, I like it. It's new, but it's not. It's stuff that I would have liked 20 and 30 years ago. But it's not rehashed. It's a new version of it. It's a little bit harder, a little bit tougher than the original punk Oi stuff. But it has all, like you said, it has all the right DNA. It has all the right stuff, and it's new. And that's why I like it, because it's not, some shit that we're living the glory days of. It's new.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely want to check that out for sure. It's always kind of my thing. I like the artwork already.
Yeah, and I love the artwork, like you say. I love the artwork. I love the vibe. I love, just looking at it. 20 or 30 years ago, I would have bought this in a record bin because I like the name and I like the artwork.
Yeah, for sure.
So
and
I'm
everything
into it.
about it. Yep, exactly. And right now, speaking of some old, these are the homeboys, right? This is fam right here. Strong Island, the Ice Cold Killers.
Yep.
I always like that name, but I
Yep.
always think they should. That's a good name for a beer. Like, yo, let me get
Yeah.
one of those Ice Cold Killers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always thought it was like one of those. But Damage Control, the new single is out now, all digital platforms. Dope. Again, they have a Bandcamp and Long Island, and the logo is dope. I love it. You know, with everything about it. They got the buzzards, you old buzzards, you.
Yep.
We got it. Strong Island, always representing.
Yep.
They all got a real cool style. And what I love, again, you know, on rock, that rock, punk, hardcore tip, again, touching on different flavors of our DNA, which is great. You know, who wants to eat, you know, just, you know, plain chicken every day? Well, I love chicken. You know what I mean? Well, you know, we got to change it up, then throw some chuletas in there once in a while.
Spice it up.
Spice it up and throw a kale cake in there or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, for sure, the homeboys, great dudes, great band, doing their thing. They actually played some of those when we did the first shows back after the little vacation we had back then. They did some of the shows back with us in Brooklyn and stuff. So it's always good to see them out there grinding.
Yeah.
Go support them on the Bandcamp, the Ice Cold Killers at .bandcamp.com.
Word up.
Go get that. And everybody, I want to give a big shout out before we get out of here. I want to give a real big shout out to everybody. It was my 50th birthday. When was it? Saturday. And I couldn't answer everybody. I never got flooded with so many messages. Thank you to everybody around the planet. I love you all. It really, really feels good. It gets, you know, I'm still getting them, like literally to right now. And shout out to everybody. And also a little reminder to everybody out there. I've been getting a lot of emails about people who think they're gonna be seeing me on the road in these next couple shows. I'm gonna repost it. I'm no longer in Madball, but shout out to them. They're doing their thing. They'll be all over the place. But check us. I'm gonna repost a little reminder because I can't answer all those mails either. There's a lot. But your boy's going nowhere. Stay tuned. This winter, I'm dropping a lot of new stuff on my channel. I'm dropping a new single. I'm dropping a new video. And to keep up, you got to hit that link, get a t-shirt, get a snapback, hit a like button, tell Busky to design you something. This is how we're going to do things moving forward.
Yeah.
On the real, shout out to everybody moving forward who's been sticking with us. We already had a little talk before this. We are back on schedule. You're going to get your daily dose weekly, no matter what. Unless the Wi-Fi gods say something different. But Busky, anything in general, anything you want to let people know?
I'm good, man.
I figure we can start recapping at the end. If you want to catch up and let people know anything on the way out.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Everything just holding it down here till next week. Look forward to another week of this. And, like we always say, just get involved, hit those like buttons, subscribe, hit the link tree, bounce around, buy some merch.
Yes.
Just get in the game. That's it.
Yep. And definitely any new music, add us, the Smoking Word podcast, send the music or any flyers, upcoming shows, send it there. We can't get to everything, but we try to. And look out for that next live. And again, one love to next week. This week, Mark Shutdown, Smoking Word podcast. Listen, we in the building. One love. We out of here.
Peace out.
We out.